I'm sure you've heard a million times from well-meaning and sometimes not so well-meaning aunties and uncles, friends and family about how sociology is unemployable. But since you guys like seeing a lot of these videos about careers in sociology and jobs, I thought today I'd make a video about career tips for sociology graduates and students. We'll be going through how to figure out what career is for you, how to make yourself more employable, and how to overcome feeling lost about careers. Now, this might not reassure you about everything, but I'm here to tell you that sociology students and graduates can do whatever they want, within reason, of course. So let's go right into the video. So the biggest thing is finding out what career and job route is for you. Now, one of the biggest questions for students and universities is what you're going to do after graduation. And unfortunately, we can't just bum about and do what we love because, we have to work to survive in this system. And so we need to figure out how we can make that money and, survive and thrive. So here are my tips to figure out what career is for you in my own experience. Now, number one, you're going to have to think about what you enjoy about sociology, because those of you who are sociology students, you'll know that sociology is so broad and encompasses so many different topics. So within all of that, there is bound to be something that you enjoy, whether it is, a skill or a topic. Is it certain topics like social policy, international development, sociology of health, or gender studies? Then maybe you could go into things like nonprofits, journalism, think tanks, and things like that. Or do you like certain skills like research, debating, public speaking, presenting, or creating or writing? All of those different skills that you learn and develop whilst you're studying sociology. If that is you, then you could consider going into like civil service, research, marketing, UX design, thinking creatively, talking to people, jobs that involve those sort of skills. So it's really important to identify what you enjoy so that you can use that as a base to go off for your job research. Number two is to think about what previous work experience you have, right? If you're a student or if you're a recent graduate, it's really natural to not have that much official work experience. And that's totally normal. Like, I didn't have that much work experience coming out of uni myself. I'd done hospitality stuff, so like waitressing. I'd also done like teach English, but it's not like official work experience where you go into an office or something like that and do an internship. That's something that I hadn't done. And if you're in that position, we tend to think that we lack experience, but, off of what I've spoken of just now, like, I'd done waitressing, taught English, we often have a lot more experience than we think we have, even if it's not official. Even if you just led like NCS, which is National Citizenship Service, which is like a program you do when you leave school at 16 or like in that summer break, that you pick up a lot of leadership skills, a lot of project management, people skills, a lot of that stuff. So it's not about, going into an office all the time and doing internships, but it's about thinking about what those transferable skills and experiences that you've had. So whether you've worked as a waiter, babysat, or, taught English or led a project in young enterprise, for example, what did you enjoy about those experiences? What did you learn from those experiences? And then you can look for jobs that incorporate those experiences and expertise and skills that you've picked up, right? So if you enjoyed project management while you were doing young enterprise, then maybe you should look for something that includes that sort of aspect. So you could go into product management, for example, or research, where you can manage research projects, or academia, for example. So yeah, those are the things that you could think about. And thirdly, in terms of figuring out what career is for you, it's really important to get specific because, even if you're not sure whether this something is what you want to go into long term, you have to start somewhere. And I know, coming out of uni, looking at all these jobs that are available to you, it's very overwhelming. I totally relate. And so I say just start somewhere. It's a lot easier said than done. But after all of which we've just discussed, thinking about what you've enjoyed, what skills you enjoy, just look for something that encompasses those things which you're good at and enjoy, and start from there. And more often than not, time will clarify what you actually enjoy or not. So yeah, if you want to see a breakdown of the most common careers that sociology students go into, then make sure to watch this video, which I include lots of stats and salaries as well. Now let's talk about making yourself more employable. Experience is the most important thing when it comes to employability, right? So a study by UCAS, Universities and College Admission Services in the UK, revealed that 2/3 of employers look for graduates with relevant work experience because it helps them prepare for work and develop business awareness. So having real world experience, whatever that experience is, will help you apply that to whatever new job you do. Because most of the time you learn on the job, and no degree is going to prepare you for that. As I've said in previous videos, no degree is a job guarantee, and that is really true. So if you're a sociology student or graduate and you're worrying about your job prospects after this, don't worry. Time will do its thing, and you'll figure out what you enjoy doing, and then you can go from there, start applying for different jobs and everything. But in terms of looking for work experience, some things that you can do is reach out to people or on LinkedIn in relevant industries after you figure out what kind of industry that you're interested in. Volunteer for charities and do pro bono projects if that's something that's relevant for building experience. So for myself, as I've talked about in this video, I did 2 charity pro bono projects as a web designer / UX designer to just build my skills, build my confidence in this new direction that I'm going into. You can also set up like a Fiverr or a Contra profile, which are like freelancing sites. If you want to go into marketing, you could set up an account and offer like marketing services, and you can build up experience testimonials. You can bring this into your job applications to show that you have real life business experience. You can apply this to anything that you do, really. And if you're still in uni, I would highly encourage you to take up any opportunities that you can to be something like a peer mentor, student ambassador, or something like that, to show that you can work with people and that you have people skills, you can explain things thoroughly, you have good communication skills, all of that, which is really important to any job that you do. And secondly, once you have those experiences, think about what transferable skills you have, because even though that in the degree you are learning about theories, you are learning about policies, how often are you going to be able to transfer this into a job about like marketing? Are you going to need to know about the Education Act in whatever year it was in marketing? No. And as you can see, I've already forgotten the year that the Education Act came out. So it's not about the specific things that you learn, it's more about the transferable skills. So you guys identify the skills that employers look for. And they said that although technical and basic skills are required to get past the initial application stage, so skills specific to the job. So taking the marketing example, you'd need experience with different marketing platforms such as like Instagram, HubSpot, Hootsuite, things like that. You'll need those to get past the initial application stage. But other aspects such as personal qualities, attitudes, and general aptitudes are then seen as far more critical. So things like communication skills. And this includes things like doing things independently, how to find things out, thinking critically, thinking outside the box, organizing, time management, sorting out problems, leadership, and showing that you have initiative and good contribution skills. Now, the third thing you can do to make you more employable is to network with relevant people. Unfortunately, this is how it works. Nepotism isn't great, and it amplifies the, people who have more privilege already. So if you don't know many people in the relevant industry, I'd say go out there and seek them out, right? This might not be completely easy for everyone, but a good place to start is LinkedIn, of course. Attend webinars, workshops, society events if you're still at uni, and network with people. Go up to the front, speak to the speakers, message the speakers at webinars, and tag them in like social media posts saying like, I really enjoyed this talk by X, Y, and Z. I learned X, Y, and Z. And hopefully they'll see it, and maybe you can strike a conversation with them. There's many ways to do this. So use websites like Meetup, Eventbrite, and relevant organizations relevant to your industry. So for example, if you're looking to go into coding, software development, UX, or product management, General Assembly is a really good one that provides lots of workshops and free webinars that you can go to. And beside from that, it's also really important to have various mentors to guide you at different stages of your career journey. Even if they're not holding your hand every step of the way, it's important to know that there are people out there who have been on this journey. They start from somewhere as well. And for me, the beauty of, meeting other colleagues and stuff in the same industry is that you see that everyone has such different stories to get to where they are now. And it encourages me that maybe I can do it too and go through a unique journey of my own. It doesn't have to be like them, but I will go through my own journey. And of course, you're going to need to send in as many applications as you can, quality over quantity, but sometimes it's just about building up that interview skills and application skills and polishing those skills so that you know what works, what doesn't get you interviews, and what does. So that's about making yourself employable. And finally, let's talk about overcoming feeling lost about your career. Now, this is like, everyone goes through this, and just to give you a little pep talk and make you feel like you are on the right track, because you are on your own journey. And this is very cringy, I know, very cliche, but in hindsight, I had never known that I would come to this place as a sociology graduate and be in UX design in the fintech industry, as I've spoken about before on my channel. And, something I always say is don't discount yourself from opportunities that you haven't even heard about before, paths that you don't even see, don't discount yourself from that. And it's really easy to just say push through and just do it, but of course everyone's circumstances are different, so don't compare yourself is number one thing, right? Like, it's everyone's journey and everyone's requirements are different, so really think about what you value in a job, what you want in a job, in addition to all the things that we've discussed in this video, such as what transferable skills you have, what experience you have, what do you enjoy about sociology. Those different skills, those different areas can come together to help you search for a job that is right for you. And I'll link a little worksheet thing in the description below where you can see all these prompts and amalgamate them into a job that maybe you can search for that is right for you. Remember that you can change. Like, I always wanted to do marketing at a certain point, but then I discovered UX and I was like, oh, this is really interesting. Let's try this out. And here I am as a design intern and learning all those skills. So time really does clarify things. And even if you don't know what you want to do now, just start somewhere. And over time, you'll be able to decide, okay, this is what I want, or this is what I don't want. I like this aspect, but I don't like this aspect. Let's try something else. So at the end of the day, you just need to start somewhere. To go somewhere, you need to start somewhere. So hope that makes sense. Hope this is somewhat encouraging and practical tips for you to implement into your own job searching journey. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and make sure to download that worksheet to help you as well. But with all that said, I will see you in my next video. Bye.